that what you want people to kind of take away from this compilation?
Yeah, I want them to see, or at least I want them to hear what it has been like to go from the beginning, you know, which really basically started for me when I was 16 up until today. So I want them to know what I've been through. And I don't want them to feel sorry for me or anything. I just want them to understand that it's been an uphill climb all the time and that it's been difficult, but that there have been some incredible moments that you wouldn't trade for, you know, even if you almost fell off the top of Mount Everest. The fact is that the other things you did were wonderful enough to make that fall worth it.
Was there something that kind of led you to do this whole compilation right now? Kind of autobiographical thing? Instead of
Well, the basic idea came basically from the industry. It's time for you to do a best of greatest hits, which I personally, the idea of doing a greatest hits or a best of album is so commercial that I run the other way a mile very quickly. And so I said, if this is what you want and this is what you want me to do, then A, I get to pick the songs, and B, there will be 2 or 3 new songs on it that I pretty much pick, and I'm going to name it. It's going to have a name. It's not going to be just another greatest hits album, because in the first place, it isn't the greatest hits album. It doesn't have, you know, there are some songs that I'm sure that people will hear on this album that they'll go, I wish that that song had been on there. But what it really is my favorite songs. I mean, we could have called this whole record My Favorite Songs. You know, Stevie sings her favorite songs and everybody else's favorite songs. I refuse to go along with the absolute formula of picking the song that was the most popular each one. So I deviated on 3 or 4 songs that weren't quite as popular as maybe some other ones were. But I figured, you know, they're getting 80% of what they wanted. And I'm getting 100% of what I wanted. I'm doing the record that they wanted, but I'm doing it the way I wanted to. And after doing as many records as I've done, it's too late for me to do albums that I don't want to do. So I figure I won't have to do another album like this for another 10, 11 years, because it takes that long to gather together that many songs from each album that are that well known, that you can put on one record, instead of, you know, taking your 4 favorite albums and taking them and putting them on a cassette, taking your favorite songs, putting them on a cassette. So that's what I kind of did. I said, no, if I was going to take my favorite songs out of Belladonna, Wild Heart, Rock a Little, and The Other Side of the Mirror, these are the songs I would pick. And that's how I did it. And then I sequenced it. And then I sequenced in the other 3 new songs, and I tried to sequence it in a way that would not be like a greatest hits album, that would blow people's mind, because I would put Stop Dragging My Heart, which was the first single, 1980, and run it right into Whole Lot of Trouble, which was just, you know, a year and a half ago, something like that, 2 years ago. And so people would not be expecting it. It would just blow their mind, because they would completely not expect it. The amazing thing about it is it's the same people playing. You know, it's like Waddy and Ben Mott and all those people, besides, of course, Rupert and Jimmy. I can never pronounce his name, but from The Fix. He's an incredible guitar player, and his name is Jamie, and I can't remember his last name. So a few new people played, but basically there's a string all the way through the entire album of all the same players, because the people that played on Belladonna all came in and played on right up to Sometimes It's a Bitch, and Love's a Hard Game to Play, and Desert Angel.
Sometimes a Bitch is just a fabulous song. I heard it. You know, not many women can pull off singing something like that. I just absolutely loved it.
No, this woman didn't think she was going to pull it off either.
Why?
Well, because in the first place, I wasn't real crazy about saying the word bitch in a song. Because in all my writing, and all my journalistic writing and all my poetry and all my songs, I have always tried to raise above that and be able to find another word to take the place of a basic, what people would say, well, that's kind of a swear word. And so even though I can certainly swear with the best of them after spending 15 years with a bunch of English people, that's something I did not put into my writing or my singing ever. And so that was hard for me, and I had to really listen to the song to understand what Mr. Bon Jovi meant about me, why he wrote this song, why did he and Billy Falcon sit down and say, okay, now what are we going to write about? Are we going to write about castles in the sky and the sound of music, or are we going to write about, no, we can't write about that. So, okay, let's write about her life. Well, we don't really know anything about her life, but the fact is we do know her life has been an up and down climb. So we're going to just like have a backwards premonition, and we're going to go back and we're going to figure out how to tell the story of the life of somebody that was sometimes very, very, very good and had its very incredible moments, and then had its very, very sad, tragic moments. And we're going to put it all in this song, you know, which is, I've run through castles